Hello everyone! Today, we're diving into the new Elite 10 at Totsuki Academy, the squad of chefs who flip the academy upside down after wrecking Central. They're bold, brilliant, and sometimes just chaotic in the kitchen. We're breaking down every seat, their journey, their battles, and yes, we're roasting them too. Because let's be honest, in Food Wars, half of them cook like gods and react like they've seen heaven itself after one bite. First seat, Yukihira Soma. From diner kid to top seat of Totsuki, Soma's journey screams main character energy. After Rebels toppled Central, Irina shocks everyone by nominating him for first seat. To his complete horror, he complains, "But I didn't beat Tsukasa alone." And Irina shoots back with, "You did more than anyone else." His battles? Legendary. He beat Kuga at the Moon Festival with his diner-style customer service against Kuga's spicy stall army, proving charm could crush raw power. Later, in his Shokugeki with Hayama, he went head-to-head with the King of Spices and actually toppled him, breaking Hayama's pride and forcing him back to his friends. And then came the finals, Soma and Irina versus Tsukasa and Rindo. This was the ultimate clash, the Rebels' reckless energy against Central's top monsters. Soma's creativity and Irina's precision synced perfectly, letting them beat the unbeatable duo and end Central's reign. Soma isn't just the first seat, he's the heartbeat of Totsuki. The kid who turned diner tricks into legends dragged everyone forward by sheer guts and proved that no matter how elite the academy gets, the diner always wins. Second seat, Satoshi Isshiki. Polar Star's golden boy, Isshiki went from 7th seat to the second strongest chef in Totsuki. He's the smiling, apron-wearing troll who looks harmless but fights like a monster. On the battlefield, he beat Shiratsu Juryo, former 8th seat, and he even stood against Tsukasa himself in a high-stakes clash, proving he's not just comic relief. His casual style hides the fact that he can dismantle anyone with traditional Japanese cuisine. And don't forget, during the Central Rebellion, Isshiki was the senior who gave Soma and the first years the confidence to stand tall. Without his guidance, Polar Star might have collapsed before the real war even began. He's that guy who cooks a life-changing meal half-naked, smiles politely, and then casually ruins your will to compete. Third seat, Kuga Teranori. Small in size, huge in ego, Kuga thought no first year could touch him. Then Soma destroyed him in sales at the Moon Festival, and Kuga's pride took the biggest L of his life. Since then, he's fought alongside the Rebels, supporting Soma against Hayama, and even taking on Tsukasa Eishi head-on. Sure, he lost to Tsukasa, but honestly, who didn't? Kuga's persistence earns him the third seat, and his fiery Sichuan dishes make him one of the most feared chefs. It was also Kuga's willingness to join the Rebels late in the game that gave them the manpower they desperately needed. He may be loud, but when the pressure's on, he proved he's not just talk. Man cooks like his entire ego depends on the Scoville scale. Every dish looks like a midlife crisis made of chili oil. Fourth seat, Akira Hayama, the spice god himself. Winner of the autumn elections, Hayama once stood as Soma's greatest rival. He got dragged into Central to save Shiomi's lab, but Soma humbled him in a brutal spice duel that cost him everything. That loss broke him, but it also rebuilt him. He rejoined the Rebels and stood at their side during the Central War. Even when he wasn't on the front lines, his presence loomed, and everyone respected his unmatched mastery of aroma. One of his best battles was his autumn election finals match against Soma and Ryo, a legendary three-way clash of flavors that pushed Hayama's spice mastery to its limit. His aromatic curry dish overwhelmed the judges and crowned him champion, proving why he's called the god of spice. He probably sniffs curry and sees the meaning of life. Fifth seat, Ryo Kurokiba. Seafood berserker and Alice's attack dog. Ryo is intense, scarf on, eyes blazing, knives flying. At the autumn elections, he clashed with both Soma and Hayama in the finals, cementing himself as a monster in the kitchen. When Central took over, Ryo and Alice fought their candidates but got expelled. Still, his comeback was loud, earning 5th seat and picking constant fights with Hayama for dominance. His seafood dishes don't just impress, they overwhelm. And remember, Ryo was the one who snapped Alice back to reality during tough moments. Their partnership is chaotic but weirdly wholesome. Ryo cooks like he's trying to summon Poseidon and scare the ocean back into submission. Sixth seat, Alice Nakiri, the molecular gastronomy queen. Alice's battle resume includes going head-to-head with Ryo countless times and usually losing, but she never stops challenging him. She also faced Central's chefs during the regime, fighting bravely before getting expelled. Her biggest fight is more personal, her rebellion against Azami. She openly called him out for tormenting Arena and stood against her own family's corruption. That alone made her a fan favorite. Plus, Alice was key to rallying other chefs into the rebel camp. She brought not just her science, but her fire, proving the Nakiri family wasn't defined by Azami's cruelty. Her dishes look like science projects, but you'll still lick the plate like it's magic. Seventh seat, Takumi Aldini, our Italian rival turned ally. Takumi's fights are some of the best. He faced off against Eizan in the Rebels campaign and beat him at his own shady game. Later, he squared up against Rindo Kobayashi, and though he lost, he proved he could hang with the top two chefs at Totsuki. He's always side by side with Soma, but his teamwork with his brother Asami is what makes him shine. Their team Shokugeki victories are legendary, and Takumi's stubborn rivalry with Soma pushes him to grow faster than anyone else. Every loss just makes him hungrier. The guy never stops chasing. The only man who plates revenge, pride, and olive oil on the same dish and somehow makes it look poetic. Eighth seat, Etsuya Eizan, the shady businessman chef. Eizan's big shokugeki was against Takumi Aldini, where he tried every dirty trick possible to crush him. Unfortunately for Eizan, Takumi saw through the scams and cooked circles around him. After Central's fall, Soma spared him from expulsion, allowing him to reclaim his spot in the new Elite 10. But let's be real, the only thing spicier than Eizan's food is the resentment he feels after losing to a freshman. Still, Eizan's presence shows Totsuki's new order. Even former Central elites got a second chance if they were willing to fight fair. Redemption, but with an aftertaste of salt. This guy treats cooking like a corporate merger and still ends up filing for bankruptcy every time Soma shows up. Ninth seat, Nene Kinukuni. Traditional soba queen, strict to the core. Nene's key shokugeki was against Soma, where she lost in her own specialty. Imagine training your whole life in one craft just for a first-year diner kid to clap you. Still, she reclaimed dignity and fought her way back into the Elite 10 as the ninth seat. Now she channels that humiliation into non-stop challenges against Isshiki, her carefree rival who somehow beats her without breaking a sweat. Her clash with Soma was humbling, but it also marked her turning point. Nene stopped fearing failure and started cooking with true determination. She's so serious about soba, she probably dreams in noodles and still wakes up mad about losing to diner-style ramen. 10th seat, Megumi Tadokoro. The underdog turned hero. Megumi's shokugeki battles define her story. She fought Momo, former third seat, and lost, but she pushed Momo hard enough to rattle her confidence. That loss with impact showed how far Megumi had grown. She also stood strong in team battles, supporting Soma and saving the rebels in key moments. By the end, she earned her spot as 10th seat and started traveling the world, spreading her warmth through cooking. And let's not forget, Megumi's calm advice helped Soma more than once, proving she wasn't just backup, she was his anchor. She's the only chef who can make soup so comforting it feels like therapy, until she accidentally nukes your taste buds out of nervousness. And that's the new Elite 10 explained and roasted, from Soma's chaotic reign as first seat, to Isshiki's calm brilliance, to Hayama's fiery redemption, and finally Megumi's inspiring rise to 10th seat. Together, they rebuilt Totsuki into the wild, competitive academy we love. So tell me, which Elite 10 member is your favorite, and who do you think got carried into their seat? Drop it in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more anime breakdowns. Until next time, grab your knives, fire up the stove, and be ready to stake it all in the next Shokugeki.